I want to talk to you about customer success. What I believe the most pivotal role and function. As I step through this presentation, I want you to realize that the way how I look at customer success is as if it is a unique selling point. It is the way how we make a difference. But there is a major problem. And the problem is we have a major roadblock. Your roadblock to customer success is sales and marketing. Whether you realize it or not, it is not how we have built the company. So, where we see customer success taking place at the back end, I'm going to show you why that roadblock is occurring and where. First point. A customer has a problem, and for that problem he's looking for a solution. He's not necessarily looking for customer success. He just wants his problem solved. He's not necessarily looking for a great sales guy. He wants his problem solved. He doesn't look for a flashy marketing. He wants his problem solved. The number one priority why you buy something is to solve your problem. So what do we do in sales? We have a highly out of balance situation. On one hand, I have the buyer who, if he buys the wrong solution, can face serious consequences. In today's competitive environment, you could get fired for buying the wrong solution. Now, I'm in a job where I sell sometimes $100,000 to $1 million deals. That is a significant consequence. If you're buying the wrong solution, you get fired. On the other hand, what do? We reward salespeople. We say like, yeah, go, go, go. We ask them to even sell ice to Eskimos. That is how we rate how good you are. You can sell ice to Eskimos? I want you. Well, that balance is completely out of whack. Now social media is coming into the picture and giving that client that visibility or giving him that voice in order to voice that opinion about how his experience was. The out of whack, the consequence for making the wrong decision, for the consequence for selling the wrong thing, has to be equalized. Now the best way of doing that is to hold sales accountable for customer success. Yes, sales dips into many pieces and many monies. They will have to figure a way out how to compensate that, whether that is intrinsic or monetization. We have to compensate, find a way how to compensate for sales success. Not just hold them accountable for the client paying. That is not customer success. That's how we currently look at it. Sales, you're going to get paid when the client paid. That doesn't equal customer success. The second point is when it takes inside the funnel. Now, about 3 months ago, I'm at a sales conference, and over there, a major name in the industry is holding up his wallet, and he's telling the world, if you want to talk to sales, you got to talk to their wallet. Imagine if you would see that at a medical doctor's conference. Imagine how you would feel next day when you walk into his office, and you go like, this person is money motivated. Why? It doesn't make sense. Yet in sales, we embrace it, we elevate it, we make it an art. That is wrong. We got to stop doing that. We cannot make making money the number one goal that sales has. The number one goal should be making your customer successful, solving their problem for which you will be compensated. Many of you have heard the term coffee is for closers. Yes. If I say ABC, always be?
Always be closing.
Can I do that one more time? Always be?
Closing.
Exactly. This is how we teach. Right now, there will probably 1,000 sales meetings going on, and a sales leader will say, always be closing.
A, B, C. A, always, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.
We got to stop doing that. So the second action item is, how do we make client success part of the culture? If we stand up and we say, always be closing, there is no terminology in there, oh, well, by the way, make the client successful. We got to solve that. The third one. We do this all the time. If you would do it anywhere else in the world, in any other profession, you would be sued. In sales, it's an art. You are rated, you are elevated, you're idolized if you are able to sell a customer something without them ever identifying the problem. Just imagine if a customer chips, if a doctor chips off your limb and say like, well, actually it wasn't, you had a headache, totally wrong, sorry, right? We cannot keep doing that. We gotta stop enabling our sales force in doing so. Now, there's a tool for that. And like most deals per today, for those of you who are in sales or those of you who are familiar with sales, do you know what the top 3 qualifiers for a deal are to make a deal qualified? What is the number 1 thing to make a deal qualified? Budget. What's the number 2 deal? Timing. What's the 3rd one? Method. Method. Compelling event is the one I'm looking for. All right? These are the top 3 ones. Anybody? Is there a problem diagnosis in there? Like, were you actually looking for something? We gotta implement that. We gotta tell if we want to make customer success successful, sales is gotta have a qualification procedure that says the client has a problem, it fits within what we do, and we should try to fix it. If you don't do that, then you end up being, sitting at the back end in the problem zone. 4th step, I'm going into marketing territory. We're now in the funnel. We're in the awareness part of the business. What we do as companies, the culture that we have built, particularly here in the Bay Area, maybe even more so than others, is that we look for customers who want to buy our products. We're not looking for building products because of our customers or solutions. That mindset has got to change. We got to make sure that the first thing we do is we are trying to help our clients. And so the next section is, as you may have seen, some of you have ever seen Simon Sinek and how he talks about the why, the how, the what. When we look at that, when a client goes to your website, he doesn't even know, for many companies, what the heck does that company do? What problem do they solve? Well, per today, most clients are very capable of self-qualifying. They don't need, like an inside sales organization, lead gen, demand gen, and so on. Look, if I find a product that I want, all I want is, can somebody simply tell me on the 16 pages on the website, what do you do? Why can there not be a simple 60 to 90, why we do it, how we do it, and what we do? Prezi is a great tool for that. I'm demonstrating it around here. It's a tool because it delivers a form of authenticity more than that high fancy, super slick, high-def camera flying over the Bay Bridge, shooting the lights, kind of. That is not what customers are looking for. Just give me simple why, how, what. Lastly, and the 5th point. We need to care about why we saw helping the clients to solve problems. If we don't care, and we show we don't care, then they're not going to care about us. If we have a culture of, I'm building great products and I want to sell this to you, regardless of what you have, then we're not showing that we care about clients. This morning you heard a lot of sessions, a lot of talk. It's like the real leads are coming from us being successful. But first, before a client ever notices you got to show you care. Let me give an example. I'm a pretty decent person on LinkedIn, and I look up and I give people training on how they do their LinkedIn profile. Let's say I look up, a couple of weeks ago I give a training, and here's this #1 salesperson from this particular company. Very engaging. I put him on a chair, I bring up his LinkedIn profile. He's telling me his story. What does he have on his profile? Exceeded quota 120%, won for like 15 deals, this, that, and the other, stats, President Club for the past 6 years. Well, if you're a client and you're looking up and you have a meeting with somebody, even if it's on the phone, you look up, okay, who is that person? And you see winner, 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 seller, seller, gross margin. You go like, he doesn't care about me. Why should I care about him? Let me give an example. This is a person who I help with. And I don't know if you guys can folks read it, but Tina here brings a pitch. And it starts already. I'm not the head of sales of so-and-so. I'm doing this to help my customers. Her first engagement, for the first person who steps in and reaches out to Tina, doesn't see X% of quota. They see this person is trying to help me. Next, if we read what is going on, this is Tina's write-up on how she tells the world what she does. This is the next generation of salespeople. They are not here to help you buy something. They're here to help you solve problems. We gotta let everybody know that salespeople care. If you go back, and as you go back tomorrow or later on, I hope you will forward this presentation to your sales associate or somebody in sales in a leadership position and say, like, look at these 4 or 5 key points. Does it provoke any action? Should we talk about this? What can we do? Should we still call it a sales process? Are we truly in a process? Are we considering that the role of our sales organization is to sell, or that effectively are we helping them and becoming a problem-solving company? Again, ABC, always be. May I ask one thing? May I ask that we simply start by one simple thing? We stop saying always be closing, and we start saying always be curious.